Hi, Teresa. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Abby. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So, we're here to talk about software bugs, and you work as a software tester. So, why don't you tell us how long have you been doing that?
I've been software testing for about 17 years.
That's a long time. Now, for those people that have not understood what a software tester is, can you tell us what you do exactly?
Sure, this is what I do. If you have any device, whether it's a computer, a laptop, or a cell phone, if you're swiping a cell phone or going to a link, when you click on that link, you want to get to that link. What I do is make sure when you click on it, you actually go to that link. And that's what software testing is.
Great. Well, what inspired you to write your book? You've got this great book, and it's called The 12 Unexpected Techniques for Finding the Most Exotic Bugs. What made you decide to write that book?
What made me decide to write the book was the fact that when you're testing, there's a set of plans, but they can only cover so much on the plan. And over many years of testing, I found there's all these bugs you can find if you go in a different direction. So that's why I wrote this book, is for not just testers who are currently testing, but for new testers also.
Okay, and so in your book, you write that there's something called a good bug. Why don't you tell us what, by the way, Teresa, I don't like any bugs, no cockroaches, no ants. So what is a good bug to you?
A good bug is any bug you find before the customer finds it. You don't want to call from a customer with a complaint. So if you find it first, it's considered a good bug.
Well, now I kind of understand why you might call it a good bug. So what do you, oh yeah, in your book you talk about the 10-minute rule. And why do you recommend the 10-minute rule, and what is the 10-minute rule?
The 10-minute rule is very important. What it is when you find a bug, you don't want to spend more than 10 minutes trying to reproduce it because you get anxiety and some frustration. You want to let it go because instinctively, testers test the same way over and over again, and you will find the bug again just by letting it go.
Wow, that's kind of neat. So what does it mean to test off the well-beaten path?
The way testing works is you get a set of plans and they've decided what path they want you to go down. So you're only going to find bugs that are on that path. But if you get off of that path and go a different direction, you'll find all the other bugs that are out there that the customers are going to find.
Okay, and you also talk about the piano method. What is that all about? How does that work?
Oh, that's one of my favorites. People have computers, they drop stuff on computers. You don't know what's going to happen to a computer. The best way to find out is to act like a child and just take your fingers and run it completely across the keyboard, and that will uncover a lot of hidden bugs.
Okay, and the other thing is you write about catching UFOs. Now, Teresa, I don't know about you, but I don't really want UFOs in my backyard. So tell us about catching UFOs. What does that mean in your world?
In the testing world, a UFO is an unidentifiable functioning object. It shows up on the screen and it's doing something, but you don't know what it's doing and you don't know what it is, and then it disappears, and that is a bug.
That's great. So if somebody wants to read about your bugs and your great ways to do this testing, how can they get a copy of your book?
They can get a copy by going to bugfinding.com. That's one word, bugfinding.com.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to explain all this to me. It's very confusing, especially when you don't like bugs in the real world, but you seem to like bugs a lot, Teresa, huh?
I do, and thank you for having me, Abby.
My pleasure. You take care.
You too.